To start out here, we have Wunjo in reverse. So this is for grounding the reading. It looks like there is some negative situation or negative energies. There's like this submergence into like kind of a feeling of hell almost. Just so much negativity, toxicity. It's like sadness and confusion and just feeling possessed by negativity and feeling like the need to rage and just kind of overwhelm. And it could even be like some type of bipolar thing where there's like this back and forth where there's negativity and then also just like totally impractical, delusional positives too. It's like just things very, very much imbalanced here. Just feeling imbalanced in life and just feeling like everything is, also a feeling of alienation, feeling like you're alone, you're stuck, you're confused, you're overwhelmed, just feeling down, just like brought to your knees with the negativity. And, but this is paired with the being able to find that, star to follow you out, find that light at the end of the tunnel. And being able to, sometimes when we hit rock bottom, that's when we start to actually get that spiritual strength, where we surrender and we realize that the situation is beyond us and we reach to something higher and realize that we surrender to the reality and then ask for help. And that help is there. So, you're wanting to know what to do or how to get out of something, and you receive this knowledge, you receive this connection with the universe, or this feeling of being carried through a hard time. So, it's just, you're being picked up out of a really negative situation here. So we start out, these are the moving lines, so these are steps in time, and we start out with Chocolata, which is about getting your balance and starting to, like, it's almost like all of a sudden you become really aware of what is intoxicating you, what is bringing you down, what is knocking you to your knees, what is really, making you on those extreme highs where you're feeling excessive with everything, where you're feeling that rage or that depression and that alienation and being brought to your knees where you just can't handle things anymore. And really getting a grip on what it is that's influencing you, what it is that is making you feel off balance. And Chocolata has to do with understanding that everything's okay in moderation, but if you have too much of it, it can be a poison. So everything can be a medicine in moderation, but you got to see when you're losing respect for that medicine and it's becoming an addiction where it's taking over for you. When all of a sudden you lose your power and you've given it over to something else, and becoming aware of where you've given your power. How have you given your power away? To what? And taking that power back. So there's this first step here in taking your power back and becoming aware of what you're taking in, what you're surrounding yourself with. So this can be, any food, any drink, any food, any smoke, anything you're putting into your body. It can also do with people. Any thoughts that people are putting into your head, a lot of times if you have a person who is just, emotionally manipulating you or, emotionally or psychologically abusing you in some way, this totally throws you off. I mean, you're going to be off with everything, and you got to see what's the poison. Where have you given your power away? And you got to take that back, and you got to realize that you can't have that in your environment anymore, or you can't have that being put into your body anymore. Something has to change, because you just can't go on like this. Something has to change. So, as soon as you have respect for whatever it is that you feel that you need, or you feel that you're powerless over, all of a sudden you're gonna realize that you don't need it, and you have your own power, and it will help you to it's like you gain your own strength, you gain your own footing, and you start to moderate your intake of anything into your body, or anything into your mind, or into your energy system. And then we have it paired with a rune of protection. So this is about warding off evil, shielding yourself, guarding yourself, being connected to source, awakening, the higher life, really having those channels of energy open to take you out of this. So this is this is almost those mystic thoughts in your subconscious, but it's also your will and your ability to connect with what you need to connect with to pull you out of the situation. Then we move into Tai Tip, which actually has to do with collaborating with other people, finding your right people and working with them, and being able to do something beyond what you could do by yourself. So all of a sudden, this feeling of alienation, you don't have that anymore, and you're connecting with the right people so that you can really thrive in your work and service, and have those right connections with the people around you to be able to do more than you could by yourself. And then I pulled a clarifier for that, and this has to do with getting what you need in the physical world, getting problems solved. Osha has to do with healing earth issues, healing the problems around you, and coming together with others to sort out problems. So this is about coming together with people you care about to work out issues, and coming to clarity when before you felt like you were in a state of chaos or confusion, or there's something that needed healing, and then all of a sudden you come together with people and everybody focuses on this problem, and there's some type of resolution when it comes to this issue. And then we have it combined with Manas, which is the concept of self and people, and your connection with people, and who can you trust, who can you not trust, and really having intelligent relations and intelligent emotional intelligence with people. So there's this strong clarity of who you can trust and who you can't trust, and aligning yourself with the right people, and aligning yourself with your higher self. Again, finding your own power, and being with people who appreciate and respect that. And then we move into Sasquatch. So we have a king of earth and then a king of mind. And Sasquatch is something that is beyond belief systems. It's something that kind of breaks through your normal world. A lot of times people cannot accept something beyond their belief system, and they reject it, and they just automatically do it. It's like, it's almost like habitual response to reject something beyond belief system. So you feel like you fit in, or you feel like everybody thinks you're normal. But, there's a lot of mass confusion. There's a lot of mass illusion where people can't really see, or people have this, almost like this collective blockage to things outside their comfort zone. So Sasquatch is, about the Bigfoot. So, there's a lot of proof that the Bigfoot exists, but, if somebody were to ask us, a lot of times even, we might even believe in something, but then in a group of people we'll say that we don't, just because we don't want to get into it, or, you just go with the status quo. So this is about, or, aliens or whatever. A lot of people will, they can't believe in the existence of an alien. And then if you actually happen to see some UFO type thing, it's almost like you can't believe it, or you can't make sense of it. And you start to try and make sense of it in terms of what your belief system is. And somehow it doesn't really fit. It doesn't really make sense. There's just, something there that just doesn't, there's still something that is not, not panning out with, how it could be possible. So then all of a sudden you start to realize that, okay, maybe you're seeing something beyond what you normally have seen in the past. Maybe you're seeing something beyond what you're used to, what you've seen your entire life or believed in your entire life. There's something that just doesn't make sense right in front of you. So now all of a sudden you have something outside of your belief system that you're going to have to break down your personal beliefs to start to accept or embrace the truth of your experience. So this has to do with, the truth of your experience, breaking down old belief systems, and kind of coming to a awakening, or an expansion of thought, or an expansion of understanding. And then I drew a clarifier on this, and this is about something being born in your life that's beyond you. And there's something that that wants to come in, or something that is coming into your life, some way in which your life is changing, or some way in which your life is greatly improving in your physical world, and it's beyond you. So it's interesting because we have this concept of being beyond, and having this beyondness coming into our regular everyday life. So this is, I find this very interesting, with the resourcefulness, we're reaching up beyond where we normally have, we're going beyond our usual limits for help. And then we have experiences that take us beyond our limited thinking, or our past belief system. And then we have something beyond actually coming in and manifesting in our lives that really takes us for a ride, and changes everything. So there's this big kind of movement from the beyond into your personal experience of life and personal understanding. And then we have the rune combined with this that has to do with like the harvest, and finally breaking through, and having all of your hard work, or all of your prayers finally being answered, things finally coming in for you. Having that success and that peace, and feeling, accomplished at the end of a cycle, feeling the changes that are happening, in the ending of a lot of hard work, and kind of moving into an easier way. So it's like getting the hang of a life that you haven't been living. You know, that a lot of times it's hard for us to get into the groove of something new. It's hard for us to break habits and become strong without addictions. It's hard for us to form new habits and, you know, all of a sudden find that strength to start doing something that you haven't been doing before. So we have this movement into a new cycle here, and having that strength to move into that new cycle, combined with you know, having our thoughts change and having our physical life change. So we have a lot of changes after kind of getting a grip on things here, and then having the right connections with people, and then again having something beyond us coming in and answering our prayers and being kind of being that miracle we've been waiting for from the universe. So there's a lot of stuff. I mean, this one has to do with people being there for you, but most of this is, you know, coming from beyond, coming from your own connection to the universe, kind of all of a sudden kicking in and making things work for you. So then we have what is healing, and then we have this change in your life. So again, this big change here, and finding something that you love so much that you have to revolve your life around and change things for. It's like when you have a baby, you have to change your whole life. I mean, when you get pregnant, you know, everything has to change. You got to, because, you know, either you do that or you don't accept the responsibility of your life or the things that you care about. So it could be, I mean, this is Little Red Amore, which is the reason I ended up getting a chicken flock, and then changing the course of how I do oracles, changing the course of how I express the importance of connecting with nature. And it you know, the chickens really did change the course of my life, even though they're just chickens. I still saw the value of them, and I love them, and I really changed my life to embrace them, because I felt that there was such an important love and message and experience about the chickens that is really important for people to learn about, and something important for me to keep and cherish and, you know, acknowledge as sacred. So as you embrace this new thing in your life, and it might change your career, it might change your course of plans, but or it might just alter them in some way. But there is this shift and change, this death and rebirth in your planning for life, and what you the way you live day to day, where you have to do what you need to do for what's important. I mean, it's like if you don't do this, you just don't feel good about yourself. So you gotta do this, and you gotta make your life good for whatever this is that is coming in. So you have a healing around this. So which means that there is something already in your life, but now you're getting the strength to really embrace this change, and you're really kind of accepting the fact that this is a part of your life now, and you need to make space for that and make plans with that in mind. And I drew a clarifier on that, and it's just about shaking things off, purifying yourself, getting into a positive space, and getting rid of all that toxicity and negativity, becoming calm and pure. So this is lavender. Lavender cleanses the skin. It cleanses the aura. And you shake things off and come back to yourself, where there's nothing kind of taking away from the sense of who you are. And then the rune here, combined with that has to do with inheriting property, inheriting a home, or inheriting some type of physical thing. And it can also have to do with people coming into your life, and, you know, almost like a new group, or it can be some type of increase or abundance in some way that's like physical and tangible in your physical world. So I feel like it has to do with the sense of home, though, the sense of your personal life, you know, something physical or tangible that comes into that, and you feel that it's really important or it's really significant. So again, it kind of is similar to the concept of Little Red Amore, but this is not so much just one thing, but more of I guess it could be one thing, but more of this like a new foundation of something that comes in. So it's not just something that you have to change your foundation for, but it's actually like your foundation is changing, and you have, this is like a perfect timing for your foundation to change when you have something that you really need to be providing for, or changing your life for. And then we have the overall message card, which is people that are bound for a lifetime. People who are with you unconditionally, no matter what. You can do no wrong. And they're there for you all the time. And you can always rely on these people. And they're just solid help, solid therapeutic relation. So, you know, the overall message card is something that you should definitely think about and keep in mind. So if there is somebody in your life, definitely draw on that person. Or, you know, if there's something a little rocky, it's like you have to know who's there for you when the going gets tough. When, you know, everything hits the fan, where, you know, who's there, who's left standing, who's there, who's your forever, who's never going to judge you and let you fall and be there for you to, you know, give you a hand out. And then we have that combined with strength and endurance and protection, and trustworthiness, dependability, reliability. So this is just like, again, a really solid relationship here that that, you know, may trump, you know, this new situation. This does have to do with a group. It's not just one person, but you know, it's almost like one person can bring you to a group, or one person can be there for you to align you with the right group. But you definitely have new things coming in, new changes, and things from beyond coming in to enrich your life and make it more spiritual and more fulfilling and more magical. So again, your card here, resourcefulness, the baobab tree, it says, your thirst for knowledge will be answered by mystic thoughts in your subconscious. So be listening to the universe and to the source of things, and, you know, have faith that you are going to be cared for and provided for, and you got the people, you got the strength, and you got magic coming into your life, as well as you know, important things that are going to give you a much stronger foundation and bring you out of any difficulties that you have been struggling with. So, excellent reading, Sag, and I'm going to go out in the yard and do a live chicken oracle for you.